Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel. Let's clean this hot mess right here, okay? And I sincerely mean that. Okay, I'm not gonna touch this anymore. Anyways, let's do a little bit of backstory. So, my desk has been messy for God knows how long at this point, and I am just so done with it. I am so ridiculously just done with a dirty mask. I cannot speak English these days. I am so done with a dirty desk. It started a few months ago where I'd put one thing on my desk, then another thing would fall, then another thing would fall, and then this has been going on for months now, and I just haven't done anything about it because it's been such a low priority task that now, because I'm super frustrated just having to deal with this all the time, I'm finally getting to it. Not to say that I'm okay with mess. I really despise mess. It just, there were more important things to do, higher priority things to do, and I just had to deal with this, but I no longer want to deal with it. So it's time to clean this up. I want more space. I want it to be more functional for me. I find that I use all of this, which is why it's always on my desk, which is why I've had to deal with such a mess for so many months. I'm just using all of this, but I need it to be better organized. So let's figure out a way to do that. I want something with my monitor as well to make it more usable. I'll explain that in a little bit. And then dust this off and let's go from there, okay? I'll talk as I go. Okay, so first let's even check out what we have here. Obviously I have my wires bag, if you will. I've got my trusty old ebook reader. This thing, best money, one of the best things I've ever bought with money, okay? Right now, I'm reading Fahrenheit 451. This is a book that I've been wanting, okay, maybe I should bring this up a little bit. This is a book that I've been wanting to read for many years now, actually. I think I put it on my TBR back in 2020. Finally got around to reading it. And I'll be very honest and say I'm a little bit disappointed, but it's getting good now. I'm on part 2 of the book, and it's getting interesting. The writing was a little bit rudimentary for my liking in the beginning. It was very telly, not showy, if you will, but we'll see how that goes. Anyways, got my ebook reader. Okay, this is obviously gonna stay on my desk. We've got this really old Samsung tablet. Let me tell you the backstory on this. So, my aunt was moving and she had this just laying around. So she's like, do with it what you want. It somehow ended up getting into my hands, and you all know that I love reading. Of course, ebook reader, right? The thing with certain types of text, such as textbooks or papers or going over course notes, for those types of readings, I prefer to have something bigger, but I also don't want to deal with my bulky-ish laptop, right? Because this, it's not foldable, it doesn't fold, and then I have to like sit in an awkward way or whatever. So I wanted something that was more tablet-like. The only thing that works on here, thankfully for my sake, is this reading application, which I use to read, things on, and then thankfully the web browser, rudimentary web pages that are honestly plain HTML, they also will load. Most web pages don't load because the security protocol is old on this. I'm not 100% familiar with TLS, but it has the old security protocol, which is why none of the other web pages will usually load. So I'll usually have to send myself PDFs if it's not, a course HTML page or something like that. Anyways, that's what I use it for. I actually do use this quite often. When I'm not reading my physical tafsir, might as well get into that now. I'm usually reading one on here, and I want to start reading more of those types of texts during Ramadan, so I'm going to be using this a lot more in the coming few weeks. For those of you who don't know, Ramadan is coming up, so definitely gonna get into the spirit of that. So this is my physical copy of the English translation of the Quran. So this is what I usually use on a day-to-day basis at night. This is what I go through, but I'm trying to get into a more detailed the theme of the Quran and a better explanation with more context around the content of the Quran. So I'm going to be using this for that. So this is also staying on my desk. I'm putting everything onto my bed. And then of course I'm going to keep this as well. I've got a couple of notebooks that I'm trying to use up. So these I always use for meetings usually when typing is annoying or distracting. So I have a couple of pages left in this. Honestly, at this point, I might just cut them up and put them into my little, I don't know what to call that actually. Like quick notes, little pad thingamabobber. I'll show you. I genuinely don't know what it's called, but I'll show you that in a little bit. I have a couple of pages to go through in this. My niece uses that to draw too whenever she's over. And then this I'm actively using. So these will stay on my desk as well, obviously. Okay, so we've got notebooks. And then this stuff. Let's talk about this stuff. As you can probably tell from my sigh, I have been trying to work through stuff like this for so long. Let me explain. So, when did I even get this? It's dated June 24th, 2023. So it's been a hot minute. But essentially, my physio requested an MRI scan for my wrist. My really troublesome wrist. I don't think we've talked about this, or maybe we have, but over the past year, I actually ended up irritating this wrist as well. I've irritated all my limbs at this point. A couple of weeks ago, I irritated my left ankle at my gym. I think I rolled it while sparring. I rolled it, and now like switch kicks hurt, but a regular rear kick is fine. It is what it is. Anyways, all my limbs are hurt now. My point is, this has been on my desk since mid last year, and I've been trying to put into my calendar. That's something that I do, is I'll leave things on my desk or out where I see it if it's not urgent, so I remember to do it, even though I don't want to input it into my calendar or I just don't have time at that moment. Back there on my locker, you'll see a pink folder. I don't know, can you see that far? It's right there, a pink folder. That is a folder full of files that I have been trying to read since many years, at least a couple of years, and I still have not read them. My point being, I keep things like this out until I get to them, which is what ends up happening. Which is why stuff like this ends up happening, this mess, okay? Anyways, I need to get this into my calendar and then I can just put it away. I actually also need to ask my physiotherapist if I still need to go for the MRI scan. So I'm gonna have to deal with this as well. I don't know if I want to deal with these right away because the point of this video is to clean my desk, but I need a system to keep this sort of stuff. So I just forgot that I never even showed you the clutter my desk was, but I'll try to reenact it and film a clip, okay? Okay, changed angles. Oh my god, I'm behind on so many things, it's ridiculous. But once again, the point of this video is to clean stuff up, not deal with stuff right now. So this thing here is my yearly reflection that I still have not completed. So it is what, March 8th today? And I am only halfway through this. I started doing it actually on January 1st, and I actually have a video related to that where, you know, we journal together. Go check that out if you're curious or if you want a journaling buddy for 40 minutes. Anyways, I just got swept up with job applications and higher priority things, and I just didn't prioritize this. Probably should have, but did not. So need to finish this because it's important to me. I've left space actually in my journal to staple this in because I didn't finish it in time for my next entry, my next weekly entry, journal entry to go into my journal. So I left just space for me to staple this in, but I just haven't done it yet. So need to do this as well. You know what would be really nice? If I had some sort of like slide in folder as a physical inbox. I have a digital inbox list that I use as part of my productivity system to remind me to do things, or where I'll just like shove things to look at later when I just don't have time to organize it at that time or finish it at that time. So you know what, that would actually be really nice. Do you remember those things, what were they called? When we were younger and we would have them in elementary school, those like triangle prisms, and you would put your folders in it. I don't know. That would be really nice if I can find one. So this is a miscellaneous book that I'm trying to read. Secrets of Divine Love. See, it's books like these that I like to read physical copies of. I have very particular tastes in how I read my books. So usually I like to read more literary fiction, more books that comment on human society and human behavior on my ebook reader. I read my horror books on my ebook reader. I read my trashy books that I think will not be very, very great, and I just want, you know, a quick little hit before bed. That happens to me a lot, where I just need a quick hit before bed, but I don't want to stimulate my mind. I just want words. So I'll read those on my phone and then explain my tablet for more textbook, more academic reading, if you will. And then there's reading like this, which is more religious. So there's this book. I don't have, actually this as well. So there's this book, and this is actually also a religious text. It's called Timeless Seeds of Advice. Got this, I think, a couple of years ago. This I would want to read in physical copy as well. It would be fine to read on the tablet, but you know, this kind of stuff I like to have physical copies of. Anyways, so there's these two books. I think I might put this there with my other books, but I like to have things that I want in bed at an easy to reach position when I'm in bed, which is why I keep my ebook reader on my desk, since my bed is right there, you know, right there. So let's see, if I have room, I will keep it on my desk. If I don't, I will not. And then I do have Cracking the Coding interview. My friend who moved to the US last year actually very kindly passed this along to me, because I was at that time feeling very overwhelmed with data structures and algorithms. Thankfully, she came by at the right time and was like, hey, Laura, take this handy dandy compilation and use it, and it's been very, very helpful. So this I like to keep on my desk as well, because I do actually use it quite a bit when I'm referencing stuff. So I want to keep that. And then of course I have my laptop, which is going to be front and center on my table. Okay, so that's everything that I have to work with, that I want to keep on my desk and organize. Let me show you kind of the backsplash of my desk and what we're working with there, and what I'm thinking will work in terms of organization. Okay, so in terms of the backsplash, this is actually a scent. I don't remember what it's called, but it's an Arabic scent that you just put out, and it smells really, really good. I actually need to change this up, but I will be keeping this in my room. I have an alarm clock. I have mixed feelings about this. It's an analog clock, I believe is what it's called. I used to put alarms on this. I no longer put alarms on this, simply because I have bigger fish to slay right now, and fixing my phone habits right now is not my top priority, if I'll be honest. So I got this because I wanted to stop using my phone before bed, and I wanted to stop seeing my phone first thing in the morning with alarms, especially because I wake up for Fajr in between during the night, and then, you know, waking up in the dark to a white screen, which is my fault. I like white backgrounds. Not the best thing. That's why this is there. I'll keep this as an aspiration for now, but let's see if it even fits with what's going on. So this is the little notepaddy thing that I was talking about. I literally just cut up paper and use it to jot down physical notes on when I'm at my desk and I need to write down something really, really quickly, so I don't spend time thinking about it while I'm doing something else. That's what I use this for. This is obviously staying. I use that a ridiculous amount of time. My pens. This is a cup an old friend gifted me on my 18th birthday. I really, really love it. It's very cute. Has some stuff at the back. Anyways, that carries this. This is something my mom gifted me for graduation. It has a Polaroid picture of some close family friends that we have. I don't know what I want to do with this because it just takes up so much room, but I think I know what I can do with it, because remember this stuff that we have to keep on our desk? Well, it's going to slide if I put it straight up, which is how I'm thinking of putting it. So maybe I can use that as a natural barricade. And then of course I have my monitor. The screen is a bit dirty. I suspect that's from my cream because I have to shake it upside down before squeezing it, and sometimes it comes out. So I suspect that's from that. And of course I have my speaker. And that's what we're working with. So let's start organizing. We are not going to talk about my wire situation, and I am not going to show you my wire situation either, because that is not the point of this video. So let's get to it. So I briefly mentioned my monitor at the beginning of the video. I have it to the side just for aesthetic reasons right now, because I actually don't use a monitor very often. I use it when I desperately need space, which I don't often, ever actually. I use this more like a TV almost. My point being, when I do use it though, when I do use a monitor, I like it to be right in front of me and just on top. I don't like using two monitors. One monitor is usually my go-to, and I like it to be very right in front of me. But this is not adjustable. Its height is not adjustable, which is why it's on the side right now, is because it just wasn't functional for me. It wasn't tall enough. My laptop screen covers 1/4 of it, which, once again, not functional, correct? So I was going to get a computer stand, and I actually went to a few thrift stores as well to try to find one. Then I realized, as I was thinking about this, my dad was like, why don't you just use a few books? Do you really need to have something very specific to hold up your monitor? And I was like, you were onto something. This is the textbook that I've had since first year of uni, so this is 5 years ago. I did not use it once. I don't know why I thought I would use it. This is the only textbook I ever bought during university. I have been trying to sell it for 5 years. No one wants it. It has been sitting in my closet since then. And I thought, hey, you know what, Dad? You were onto something. Maybe I can finally use this bad boy for something. So we are going to try to use this as a computer stand and see if it helps me out. I know I need about a finger length height, so I'll probably pull something from there as well. Something that I don't use often, which is probably going to be my high school yearbook. So well, I'm thinking of putting the monitor in the middle, and then probably putting all my files on this side. Or that side, probably have the alarm clock on that side, because I don't want it to be right beside my bed. That was one of the issues when I was using it, is I would literally just roll up and turn it off and then go back to bed. So if it's on this side, that would be better. So I'll put that on that side, probably the side as well. So let's check it out. Let's do the monitor first. So I'm gonna move all this stuff to the side, and I actually want to dust this as well. So let me do that really quickly. This is not a good dusting material, Ruha. Why don't you just go downstairs and get some wipes? Because I just want to clean my desk. And this is not plugged in, thankfully. Actually, do I want to detangle it a bit? We'll see in a little bit, actually. Okay, so that's the monitor. Let's see if this is tall enough now. Okay. I also like how I can see that it's calculus, and I guess it'll always be a throwback to university whenever I peek down there. Well, this is not going to be tall enough, I can tell. It needs a little bit of a boost. Just a tiny little boost. So let me get that yearbook. Okay, let's take this off. Maybe let's dust this too. Okay. Okay, that's very cute, actually, in my opinion. I'm not even an aesthetics girly. I like functional things. But hey, if it's also cute, I'll take it. Okay, let's see now. This is gonna work. Yes, perfect. This is actually absolutely perfect. Oh, this is beautiful. Because the eyes are in the middle. Oh, I love this so much. Yes. Okay. It could be just like literally a millimeter higher. But honestly, I think it's good. So we'll leave that for now. Okay. So that's good. Let's move on to the side pieces. Is this the longest? Oh, this is the longest it can be? Are you for real? Okay, maybe that wasn't the best decision. It'll work. It shall work. It will work. And then what I want to do with this is I want to move that over there. So how easy is that going to do? Okay, so that's all clean and good. I would like to keep this stuff on this side, but honestly, it kind of hides it, so I'm not sure. Let's get the books out first, and then we'll see what to do with the rest. Okay, this obviously can just hide right behind. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. This stuff needs to go up. I want it to be up. I know that can balance, so maybe I can do something like this, where it'll balance for me. But the 2023 doesn't really show, so should I do it the opposite way? It's something like this. And if you want to make it, oh, okay. Alrighty. Would that work? It does work actually, but here we go, let's look at it. If I lean this against it, will that work? Or will it hate me? It's gonna fall off. It's totally gonna fall off. But I also want to keep this. See, this is the issue, is I always just don't know how to, okay, if I slightly lean it, it works. I really hope this does not fall because that looks really good. Like, just look at that. That looks really good, right? Is that just me? That looks pretty good. I really do want to keep these two things together, so let me see if this will work. And then for that other side, maybe I'll have kind of my inbox here. I'll find one of those slider things that I was talking about. That's it, honestly. This I can just shove right beside because I'm always just finding a place for it to exist. It's always moving around. So I actually really, really like that. Oh my god, we did it, guys. That actually was not very hard. That was not hard at all. Took some time, but not very hard. Okay, so this is what it looks like from afar. Obviously, I have my chair, my blanket. I actually really like this blanket. And then that's the desk. So alarm clock, inbox, stuff. I still need to figure out the box for that. Monitor, I just put the speaker right beside it underneath. That was a really nice, convenient location. My physical slips, paper slips, pens, all of the things that I want access to quickly from bed. And then of course the monitor. I think because it's there now, I actually might use it a lot more. Let's see. But I'm really happy with how this turned out because I did not want to get drawers, and now you can kind of start to see my wires, and I definitely need to take out my recycling. But I really did not want to get drawers. I really hated the drawers in my old desk, and I just really like having an open leg space. I really like the fact that the table is just open from the bottom, so this works for now, and I'm actually really happy with how it turned out, so thank you very much. And at this point, you know what I'm going to say? Until next time.